seen that from a couple of guys in the ESL as well. I think Morgan was the guy we actually saw in ESL. I'm not sure who he was playing for. I'm pretty sure it was him, actually.
In ESL? On which team?
I can't remember. One of the teams, he played for an ESL team a couple of weeks ago. Oh my good lord, he's going to kill me for this. Anyway, change the subjects so he doesn't kill me later. I'm just going to have a look at as the Rangers nipping over to the mansion at the moment. Warrior going for the windmill. We do see looks like both teams are going to utilise the Treb at the moment, which is very, very nice. We do see a big mid fight coming in, so those Trebs are going to be very, very beneficial. I think the actual NG's actually just left the Treb. Just choosing to hit the top open.
Well, I mean, I kind of agree with that, and I kind of don't agree with that, because, okay, so, like, his build is meant for team fighting, at least off of the glances I've been looking at it for, but it's the Treb. I get the rationale for it. He himself would probably be, like, really bad in a 1v1 scenario, just considering how squishy he is and whatnot. I get him not wanting to be on there, but at the same time, not using the Treb at all, especially when your opponent's using it, is not really going to be too good of a strategy, in my opinion, so...
I completely agree with you, really. It's probably not the best person to go with that. I'm just having a look at Mansion at the moment. We just see that Notorious Big is probably going to take Held down, the engineer, pretty damn quickly. It doesn't look like Held got enough burst damage down on the Ranger, unfortunately, to take him out. It took a while to get his spirits down. Might be able to actually do something now. He's only got the nature spirit up at the moment. Engineer's just kind of hovering at about 10% HP, going down to about 1 or 2, then just kind of going down, but... I think he's going to be sitting on that health for a little bit of time. We do see that Ken's gone down over at the Treb, but the Necro was indeed in down state as well. But the Necro had a bit more damage in the fight, and he's back on the Treb. As looks like he's at the moment heading for a mid Treb.
It looks like it. Yep, here we go. Mid-Treb shooting into middle right now as well. Back over here at the Whittling. Pretty full swing, but blue team has taken full control of that. So they're currently going to be the only team with a node with the current scores. Again, very early in the game here, but 34 to 29 points here. So blue team will take the lead here very shortly. And at the match 2, we still have the engineer along with Notorious Biggers going at it, but this engineer is very low and is hanging on by a thread, in all honesty.
He's still alive. Oh my good lord. He's been on about 10% HP for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, a big part of that there was because Notorious Biggers, a lot of his damage was coming in from Condies, and because he had, I'm pretty sure he has at least, automated response, because he has automated response, he wasn't able to do much to him once he got him that low, so it was just like, hey, you got me really low, but my heal cooldown's coming off now, so I'm gonna go up, so you can bring me back down under 25% health again, and then you won't be able to do any damage. But again, like you just saw, as soon as this chicken got in there, he destroyed him in 1 second. So
exactly.
They just needed to get that other person there that wasn't so Connie focused in order to take him out, and they did so now they'll get control of that point back.
It was nice that he held it for that long. I think at least he did it as somewhat of a job rather than kind of just running in and dying after about 20, 30 seconds. Although, points are still quite even. We'd see the mid is still very, very open. As you do see, Lighting Bringer is actually just gone down on the point, and the NG on the blue team is definitely going to go down. It's got no survivability really at all.
Yeah.
But we've got 3 guys from red, at the mid. They need to disperse quickly because blue are going to be respawning. They're going to be regrouping automatically, and it looks like are they going to maybe head for windmill? Don't know. They did take the Treb down actually of red, which is a good move there. We just see the Warrior going to take that out, but it doesn't look like Mansion is now being contested. A 2 cap is coming out for red at the moment. We do see 85 points to red as blue have got 70 currently.
As we check out over here in the clock tower, a few things are looking all good, but we do have people from the blue team trying to infiltrate. We have Demon in here along with Roki again. In addition to that, Lightning, the Bunker Guardian from the blue team, is going to be jumping in here. Albeit he is going to be up against 3 members of the red team, so he is going to have to get some support from his guys before he really wants to dive in here. So as such, we're going to be seeing him going off the node temporarily. This is a good move. He doesn't want to really be standing on the node, taking an excess amount of damage and wasting cooldowns, where his team really wouldn't be there doing any damage to his opponents either. So not really standing on the node for too long there, I think is going to be a good move. But now, here we see the Engineer coming in, along with Notorious Bigger, so there's going to be a lot more support from the blue team rolling in, and they'll actually be able to team fight over here. And you're seeing, too, that already Helder Solo is taking quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, he's... Oh, God. This is... We've seen, actually, this hasn't been capped for too long. I just had tiny legs back there, so I wasn't sure where I currently was on the map, unfortunately. ISP fun, as per usual, as we all have. Loving it. I'm just looking at Demon at the moment, as he's kind of fighting in between 2 points at the moment in stealth. Oh, Ken! Whoa! Just got a load of burst damage coming off on him from the Necro, and from Demon there, the Mesmer, and also getting down Morgrim as well there from Pug. Just unfortunately quite a lot of damage there coming out from those two guys. It's a nice little combo they got going down from those guys. I think Taylor's also got a little bit of damage off. Looks like they're holding these 2 points quite well. They're starting to get an 80-point lead. Oh, not sure what Blue are going to do to come back from this. Any suggestions, Blue?
I'm not entirely sure, which is because this is kind of surprising to me that we are seeing Red Team currently dominate here in the mid-fight, because it's basically a reverse of what we saw the last game, where Blue Team was basically dominating most of these mid-fights. So I'm not sure if Blue Team changed up anything at the strategy, or if they're just not really focusing, or something's missing from them. But it's just, I don't know, it's just not connecting this round, whereas last round they were just absolutely dominating here in the middle node. Obviously the smaller nodes coming into effect along with the on-point stuff. So, but beyond that, I'm just not really sure what's going on here.
There's a lot of focus coming down on Lightbringer now. He's got about, I think we've got about 3 guys from Red at the moment on this midpoint. It looks like Blue on the Treb at the moment. I think Ken's just on that Treb trying to get some damage in there. He does actually know some good communication going between these guys. I mean, there were 3 guys on the point. There still is now, and the Treb's still firing on, but no one actually from Red is actually going to get anyone on the Blue Treb. So at the moment, it looks like they're just going to try and take the point and dodge around. Lightbringer just did go down on the point as well. So even with that Treb support, they're just getting a lot of damage on there. Roke and Lack from Red just holding the point. Really, really, really solid there.
Yeah, Red Team again doing a nice job here holding off a mid. Blue Team still trying to get people in here, but overall they are down, so I think it would be in their best interest to sort of back out for the time being. That or try to regress another point. They only have this engineer over here at Windmills, so if they wanted to try and rush over here, they should be able to take that fairly easily. We even see that engineer moving away from that now, so I think that may be a better option for that too, but at the same time, Blue Team needs to watch out for their home point, because again, that just got stolen away from them too. Demon made his way in here, and he's going to be getting control of that in about 3 to 4 seconds here.
Wow, free cap coming out for Red now as they're actually doubling the score of the Blue. They need to pull together now. They need to get a regroup and try and get a little bit focus here, as they seem to be a bit split across the map. We've got a Ranger and we've got our Guardian pushing for a very offensive play over here. The two guys who probably don't want to be together versus one player, in my opinion, really. Against Hell, they'll get this point, but one of them needs to shift off straight away. Ranger now moving away, as he does indeed know that probably wasn't the best thing for them to do. Is someone from Red running in onto the windmill, trying to keep that decontested. Maybe Demons, he's going to come in. He's managed to keep these two guys together as well. We do see the Necro as well coming into windmill, just going to drop down into the point of view of the Guardian on the Blue Team at the moment. So he just gets knocked out of the point there, needs to try and stay on it as much as possible. We do see the Engineer here and Ken as well, all fighting over the windmill. Maybe they need to have a look at mid, see if they can get someone in there to try and contest that. They need to get this point capped so they can actually come back, as Red are here in the lead now by about 200 points, 359 to 153. They're doing better in these team fights, but they're getting very, very separated. Just see Ken in the background over there, getting a bit too distance off from Lightbringer and the Guardian on Blue, so he's not able to get in there and get some resing. And Lightbringer's just moved off point to go on res a body that's already been killed. He is off point as well, so now the Red are going to be getting Windmill back very, very shortly. He should have stayed there. Should have stayed on point, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's again, like you're saying, they are very split up, and that is proving to be a very bad thing for them. I'm noticing that on mid too. Red Team's usually always near the point there. They're always focusing on the bunker guardian, always focusing on one crucial target there. Red Team is always focusing. But rather when we look at the Blue Team here, they're just not really focusing on one crucial target. They're doing it now, granted. They just did it there onto the Red Team Necromancer. But like in the earlier fights, they may be changing things up now. But from the earlier fights that we've been seeing happening here over here at the clock tower, just the focus just wasn't there from what I was seeing, and that was proving to be one of the main reasons they've been losing a lot of the mid fights, as well as the side node fight that we just had happen over there too.
It looks like they're actually coming low with that focus now. I mean, they're starting to get it, and they're actually starting to push the windmill now. They've got the 2 cap. Are they going to be able to get this 3 cap? Are Red going to pull some players into windmill? Are they going to pull back everyone so they can just keep this one node that they did in the first match that we saw when they did that around 430, 450 points? They did the same thing, but the Warrior is having a look at Mansion. He's just making sure that's okay. Guardians at mid, making sure that's okay. It does look like Red is starting to feed into windmill now.
Yeah, we could see that. Well, I think that's what the strategy here is going to be. Is they're just going to all come on Windmill, get that under their control, and again, we're already starting to see them do that. They knocked out Figures. Lightning Bringer is coming in, but as we're seeing here, Blue Team again getting split up pretty heavily here. So with the Red Team here, if they should be able to take this back fairly simply, and then from there they can just push on to another bit. Or again, they should at this point. I think they can bunker on that node and just hang out there for the rest of the game. Granted, I don't think they're going to want to do that just yet, but it is an option for them.
I just don't think they unless they can get their point decaps, Red have indeed got this because they're getting some kills off on Blue as well. We do see the engineer on Blue, he is quite low at the moment. Just going to have a look and just using those rocket boots to get out of point, then you pop in that elixir to actually get some more invulnerability there. So it was quite good, but Held is on his ass. He's trying to heal as much as he can, dropping all of those kits there from the med kit, dropping a chill there as he's swapping. Just not getting that tool belt heal off at the right time, unfortunately. But Red now have actually decapped Mansion, so even less points coming in for Blue now. Blue did come back. They're at a deficit of now 180 points, but Red are way too close. They just need 2 kills or to keep this point to actually be winning this third game in this match.
And I think GGs have been called over here on the blue side, so we are going to be seeing our red team, ILogic Gaming, taking this set, and they'll be moving on to the semifinals.
Nice one indeed. Congratulations to Red and ILogic. Good job. Thank you again to the side of Pugging for Life. Pugging for Life, apparently. For doing us the great honour of joining us in this match today. And by no means bowing out by the wayside. They did a very, very good job in all games. Coming back very much in the third game. Doing a very, very good job winning the second game by 7 points. But ILogic just proving quite to be just a stronger team on the day. Doing very, very well. Some great teamwork and just playing solidly on the points.